Yesterday, I went to the hospital for a simple checkup. I was sitting in the quiet waiting room, drinking my coffee.
Everything was normal. But then the emergency doors flew open with a terrifying sound. Paramedics ran inside, shouting for help. My coffee dropped from my hand. The quiet room turned into a nightmare in just 1 second. There was a massive car crash on the highway. They brought in a young couple on 2 separate stretchers. The scene was heartbreaking. The husband, maybe 30 years old, was completely unconscious. His head was bleeding and his face was pale. He looked lifeless. The doctors surrounded him, fighting desperately. "We are losing him. We need blood fast," one doctor shouted. But the real tragedy was on the second bed. His wife was awake, but she was crying in absolute terror. She wasn't just injured, she was heavily pregnant. 9 months pregnant with twins. She reached out her hand toward her husband's bed and screamed, "Please don't leave me. You promised we would raise them together." It was the saddest sound I have ever heard. I saw tears in the nurse's eyes. It felt like everything was over. A family destroyed before it even started. Suddenly, the monitors attached to the husband started beeping in a long, flat tone. His heart had stopped. The doctors started CPR, pressing hard on his chest. 1, 2, 3, shock, they yelled. Exactly at that terrible moment, the wife screamed in excruciating pain. The shock of the accident made her go into labor early. The babies were coming right there, in the middle of that chaos. One doctor was fighting for the father's life, and another doctor was running to deliver the babies. For 10 minutes, I couldn't breathe. We just prayed. Then a miracle happened. First we heard a small, beautiful cry, then a second cry. 2 healthy baby girls were born. The mother closed her eyes, exhausted but smiling. But what about the father? I looked at his bed. The doctor stopped CPR. He wiped the sweat from his forehead. The monitor was beeping normally again. His heart was beating. He opened his eyes slowly and looked straight at his wife and his new babies. That day changed my life forever. I saw how fragile life is, but also how strong love and miracles can be. Please, remember this story when you get in your car. Always pay attention to the road. Don't look at your phone. A single moment of distraction can ruin a beautiful life. Drive safely for yourself and the people waiting for you at home.
That was an intense story, right? Now, let's learn 6 important English words from it.
Unconscious. Unconscious. It means someone is not awake because of an injury or illness. Example: the husband was unconscious after the car crash. Go into labor. Go into labor. This means the baby is ready to be born and the mother feels pain. Example: the shock made the wife go into labor early. Chaos. Chaos. It means total confusion and no order. Example: the emergency room was in total chaos. Heartbreaking. Heartbreaking. Something that makes you feel very, very sad. Example: seeing the pregnant wife cry was heartbreaking. Miracle. Miracle. A wonderful event that seems impossible. Example: It was a miracle that the father's heart started beating again. Distraction. Distraction, something that stops you from paying attention. Example, looking at your phone is a dangerous distraction while driving.
That's all for today's lesson. What did you think of this story? Have you ever seen a miracle in your life? Tell me in the comments below.